Miggity microphone check 1 2 1 2. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the I almost said guys with issues. Thinking about my boys. Welcome to Hawaii Comedy with James Mane podcast. I'm your host, the comedian James Mane. All right, so this is the part where I go and look for the video on Facebook and share the joint. Where is the live? Where is the live? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong place. I should refresh. Kaboom! There him. All right. Man, lots going on. Been busy today. Today was a busy day for me. Had to work out. Trainer's making me do more workouts. Like, not like extra. Well, here's a plan. It's just now I'm getting to that level where I'm doing more workouts. So today, went swimming again in the pool, but he knows that if those of you have seen my act on stage before, you've seen me talk about where I almost drowned in Portland, Oregon. That's actually a true story. I almost drowned. I was under the boat or the raft after I fell in. So it's pretty traumatic, especially the last, because I love swimming, but this was the first time. Actually, 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, was the first time being underwater in years. So today was pretty good because I felt comfortable again in the water. Whereas that first time, it was hard to get control of my breathing and relaxing underwater. It was kind of like, oh snap, let me get out of here. I start panicking and stuff. So today was actually the first good day of swimming, but the problem with it being the good day of swimming is trainer made me swim more. So the first day I did half a lap. Like, I did a lap, but it took a while. Like, halfway through, my breathing was all off, so I did half a lap. Today I did 6 laps, so boom, progression. And the trainer is very proud of me. He's happy for me. But I was like, yeah, that's cool. But the problem is now that I'm, able to, I've gotten over the fear of swimming again, is that now he's going to make me do, the next time I go out, he's going to make me do 12 laps or something. So it's like, progression is good, but then more work. And, oh man, my body is sore. So I started a little bit late today because when I came home after I took a shower and ate, I passed out. That swimming is no joke. That's that full body workout. So, yeesh. But was happy to get it in. Trying to get in shape for filming in 3 weeks. Going to be in LA the weekend of the 22nd. Going to be with the Decker crew. Cast and crew, and going to be filming again. So I think this time it's going to be a feature film length. So it's I film for the weekend, and then I actually they said I might come back up in May to film some more, depending on what scenes they need me for. So I'm pretty excited about that. Also get to perform in LA April 24th. So if you're in LA, April 24th, come check me out. I'll be opening for Neil Hamburger. I still don't know where the location is, but it's definitely going to be a Sunday, April 24th, opening for Neil Hamburger in LA. So can't wait. Excited. Hopefully make some new contacts so that I can perform, in LA or in other cities around the nation. And that's the goal for 2022. Build up this podcast, build up my social media following, and because the stage performance, I'm not trying to brag or anything, but I feel confident that when I get on stage, I might. So I know Jose from Comedy U is going to try to help me pick up some cities in the Midwest. I'm also trying to get some cities in the Rockies, so I can visit Tyler, who's up there in Wyoming. So we'll see. Hopefully, 2023, I have a full calendar of club dates and build up to larger venues. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, been working out, trying to be able to fit in the plane seat, of course, but also for filming they might have me do the stunts. So the last time I filmed with them, they wanted me to be careful and not get hurt, but they don't have there's no stunt double that I guess affordable and is my size. I'm 6'7", 400 pounds. So when they did a scene in Decker where I got shot, I was supposed to just lay back, but I say, wouldn't it be cooler if you shot me and I flew back? And so it was all one take because and I did get hurt from it. So I got shot, and then I jumped up in the air shoot, what movie was that? But I jumped up in the air so that I'm airborne, and then I fall down on a pile of cash, and I actually cut my leg on. It was like a small stage that I was supposed to have landed on. There was a corner, and I cut my leg, but we got the shot, so it worked out. So that was cool. I think that was the last time I think we filmed. Yeah. So looking at that, and it's like I gotta be in shape in case I have to do something like that again. So it's the reason I've been training the past couple of weeks. And exercising, not to if I end up looking good, I look good, but it's more of being able to function if they need me to climb a ladder or something. Got to be able to climb a ladder. That's my gauge right there, to be able to climb a ladder. So shoot, but yeah, so we've been doing a lot of training where posture. And my whole core is just in pain because of the stuff that he has me do. Just holding myself up hurts. So we've been doing a lot of that, walking, mechanics, and it's so funny because it's simple, but then because I haven't been doing anything for years, especially during COVID, nothing. So it's really all those little muscles are sore. So swam six laps today. So that's I'm saying now on the podcast so that maybe as I go back to the catalog of the episodes, and I'm like, wow, I did 6. Now I'm doing 36, and now I'm doing whatever. I don't see myself doing 36 laps. I think if you're swimming that much, you might as well just go jog or walk, go hiking or something. I don't know. It's just weird just being in a pool and just go back and forth 36 times. I mean, I don't know how much a regular is. Maybe you guys know. You guys let me know in the comedy corner. But that seems a lot to swim that much. I'm not hating on swimmers. You guys, kudos to you guys. But it's not like you're on the treadmill and you can look at TV or look at your phone or something. Swimming is you focus in that thing. The cool thing was I guess it's very zen-like or something, because of the breathing, and so they're try to get me into a meditative state and whatnot. The breathing as you inhale, exhale, and you come up, you keep bouncing up and you keep coming up for air, and so it's the rhythm that you're swimming at is the rhythm of your breathing. So it was pretty cool. Yeah. I liked it. Not 36 times. But yeah, I talk too much. What do you say we start the show?
Live from the middle of the Pacific Ocean, it's Hawaii Comedy. With your host, James Money.
Island days, clear blue water, and mountain ranges and dancing daughters. I can't get enough of these island days. Won't you take me back to Honolulu? Yeah, that surf is high and I am too. Sing songs all night long. I'm living these island days. Oh, they told me not to fall in love, but I just could not help myself. Oh, I missed my flight again. I was sleeping here with my new friend. Oh, yeah. Island days, clear blue water, and mountain ranges and beautiful daughters. Yeah, I can't get enough of these island days.
Yes, these island days. Big shout out to Tavana for that amazing song. Thank you so much. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Hawaii Comedy with James Money podcast. I finally got my name right. Cool. I am your host, the comedian James Money, and today will be an episode where obviously we're going to talk about pretty much one thing. It kind of stood out yesterday. I don't know. I mean, even if you didn't watch the Oscars, I mean, if you have social media, which is probably how you're watching this, you know what happened. You know, Samuel Jackson won I almost said Heisman. Samuel Jackson won a Heisman. Now that's news. Samuel Jackson was at the Oscars and he won a Heisman Trophy. Yeah, for his performance in Coach Carter, which is a basketball movie. So even stranger. That would be cool. But would that be stranger than what actually happened yesterday? Man, we'll get more into the slap heard across the universe. The slap. The salsa. Before I continue, let me give a shout out to my sponsors. First of all, Tavana. Thank you for their music. You can check him out at Tavana808.com. Go check out his website. He's got merch. He's got his calendar. He's got, he'll let you know where he's performing. You can listen to his music on Spotify, on Apple, on YouTube. So check him out. Go to his website, Tavana808.com. You guys liking this beautiful shirt that I have on? This is courtesy of Oahu Golf Apparel. You know, I love this shirt because it's comfortable. It's my size. I'm actually have to come down like an X. This is 6 extra large. It's stretchy and it's very light. So and it breathes. So air just comes right through it. So you know, I can see you wearing this on the golf course or at work. It has a collar. You know, so it's technically a dress shirt, but it's also stylish. It looks good. I like the way it looks. You can check out their website at oahugolfapparel.com. They make hats, t-shirts, golf accessories, and are locally produced here in Honolulu, Hawaii. They offer fun, stylish, activewear for on or off the golf course. Make Oahu Golf Apparel a part of your game. Give a shout out to Comedy U. Check out their website, comedyuhi.com. You can also follow them on Instagram at comedy.hi. So Comedy U Hawaii does a lot of promotions of stand-up comedy here on Oahu. and I perform at a lot of their shows. So I do every Tuesdays at Slack Key Lounge, which is inside Hawaiian Brian's. So I'm hosting every Tuesday with Comedy U Hawaii, and come down, check it out. Might be talking about something that happened yesterday on stage, but we'll see. We have a great lineup every Tuesday night at Slack Key Lounge. Go to comedyuhi.com, and as you scroll down the front page, the home page, they have all their posters up of all the events that they have coming up. So I'll be performing this week. I'll be performing at Slack Key Lounge as the host. I'll be performing in a showcase April Fool's Day, Friday, April 1st, with a great lineup as well. And so, reminder, tomorrow in the podcast, I'm going live at 2 p.m. and I'm going to have Lieutenant Governor Josh Green as my guest. So those of you tuning in right now, if you have questions, hey, hit up the comment section, whether you're watching live on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook. I'll check the Comedy Corner and see what questions you guys have, and record them down. And if it's a good question, because it's a limited time, he's not going to be on for like an hour or hour and a half like my usual guests. He is a busy person, so if your question makes it to some of the questions that I will ask him. Who knows? You guys have serious questions, hit up Comedy Corner. All right. So speaking of, what's up, Krusty Pete? Whoop, whoop. Watching live from the airfield. Missed the beginning. That's okay. Pretty much just started. So Krusty Pete is in Germany, folks. Yeah. Germany is representing. See Safari Muse, what's up? California representing. So, let's see what we got. You guys have any questions for Lieutenant Governor? Serious or not serious? I mean, shoot. I'm not the big on politics. I don't know how too much of it works. I know some of it, so it's not gonna be like I'm not gonna say, how do you see the economic state of Hawaii and infrastructure and crime. I'm not going to ask those questions. I mean, I'm sure he gets asked that a lot. Like, what are you going to do? Because he is running for governor. It's going to be chill. Not chill like, waste time, but it's going to be, it should be fun. I mean, this is a comedy podcast. Let's see what we can get away with before he cuts off the feed. I shouldn't say that because then it might not show up. But it's scheduled for tomorrow. We'll see how it goes, and hopefully it's a good time. All right. So, yesterday, the slap heard across the universe. You guys, I'm sure you guys have seen it. Will Smith slap, and it's quoted from Chris Rock, slapped the shit out of Chris Rock. So. Chris Rock got up and was presenting an award for documentary and made a crack at Jada Pinkett Smith. And Will Smith didn't like it. So he, it's weird. So you've seen it. I mean, he made the joke about her being bald. He said, G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. And it shows Will Smith laughing. And then the camera pans over to Jada, and, she rolled her eyes. So then the camera goes back to Chris Rock. And then, Chris tries to continue, and then he sees Will Smith walking up to him. So what happened between Will Smith laughing and Will Smith getting angry? Because it was so weird where you saw him laughing, ha 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 ha, and then the next time you see him, he's walking up to Chris Rock, slaps him in the face, walks back, and then he's he's cursing, and you can tell he was angry that, he's like, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. And it's like, whoa, what happened to Mr. No, Don't Swear in his rap music and all that? Not hating on Will Smith, but if like Chris Rock was making fun of me on stage, I wouldn't have that thing in me to make me go up on the stage during a live production in front of the globe. I'd be like, oh, I might get arrested. So I don't know. Some people online are saying like it's entitlement, where Will Smith feels like he can just do whatever he wants and attack his comedians. In the people that I follow and the people I see what they post. Comedians are saying, so is that what it is? If a comedian says something you don't like, you set a precedent. You can just go up and slap him in the face. It's like, but I also see the other side where people who are saying they hate I think comedians got to take some ownership to some of the things they say, which I agree. I'm not disagreeing with that. You got to own up to the things you say and stop using the I'm a comedian, it's just a joke excuse. Stop using that as an excuse to say shitty things to people. And I agree. I mean, so there's a lot of people chiming in, and a lot of people have good points. There's a lot of people that's talking trash, which is funny too. And then all the videos, of course, I made one. I had to. I'm trying to get popular on social media, so I'm trying to build up my followers. And I jumped on it and made a video, which I think what happened. The video I made, I think that's probably what happened. Will Smith was having a good time, enjoying, the comedy. I gotta admit, as a comedian, that wasn't even a good joke. I mean, I was like, come on, Chris Rock, you're Chris Rock. You can do better than that. So it was like, wasn't a good joke, but I don't think it deserved or it warranted a slap in the face. I wish Will Smith showed some more restraint, or showed some strength, and not attack him. I mean, get him after. I would have been okay with that if he went backstage after and, stuff happened there. Whether he would try to hit him or do hit him or whatever it is. But I think defending his wife, her name, maybe he felt it needed to be seen. So was it some kind of grandstanding or something? Like, oh, I'm going to let everybody see that I don't put up with this. And then he won the award. Spoiler. He won the award for Best Actor. And got up and talked about being a protector of, as King Richard's, the role that he played, being a protector of these women. And I was like, today's day and age, some people might take that as, how does he feel about women? Does he feel women are weak, so he needs to protect them? Does he feel like women need a King Richards or a Will Smith to protect them? I don't know. I mean, that's something we'll be debating for days, weeks. I don't know. But I think what happened, going back to my point, is that, Will Smith enjoyed the jump, ha ha ha. And then when the camera went back to Chris, he turned and looked at his wife and saw her face, and that set him off. Like some of the friends I have, we talk about things like this, where if somebody was making fun of me, sure, I'll laugh it off. But if somebody makes fun of somebody I care about, I get angry, which is, could have happened. Where he saw the woman that he loves, no matter whatever rocky their relationship is, or weird, their relationship is that it hurt him. You know, it struck a chord, and he said, "I need to put a stop to this." Again, I wish he showed some restraint, and it's be like, okay, don't worry, I'll go talk to him after, or before I started the podcast, I saw that the apologies were coming out. So originally, I think the first one I saw, I didn't see Chris Rock's, but the first one I saw was Will Smith apologizing. At the Oscars, he apologized on stage to the Academy, to the people who were there. He didn't apologize to Chris Rock. I think after he processed what happened, and then he apologized to Chris Rock. He wished he handled it better, which I agree. I wish he handled it better, because we hold Will Smith up, on a pedestal. He's like, there's certain celebrities that they're gonna do some shit. They're gonna do something about it. Then there's some celebrities who are like, oh, that's a classy person. That's they would never do that. And then whoa. And there's people from Philadelphia saying, he's from Philly. That's what they, that's, so we're in West Philly, born and raised. On the playground is where he spent most of his days, playing b-ball. It's weird because I was joking around saying, see, when they switched Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the series, to like drama instead of comedy, it affected Will Smith, and now Will Smith's all acting thuggish. And for him to yell like that, he was pissed. You saw him from and 10 seconds later, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. Like, he had the head going and everything. He was pissed. And that's what made me laugh. I was like, oh snap, he really is angry. I was watching it live. It was like, did that just happen? Of course, they muted it, and they paused the video feed for a little while. But then you go on Twitter, and then you see a friend of mine sent me the feed from Japan, and he's watching. I was like, holy cow, he is angry. Because first you're like, is this a bit? There's still people saying it's a bit. Well, Chris Rock apologized today, saying that, he wished he handled, or, he obviously wished he didn't make fun of her that way. But from things that I was reading online is that I guess he does tend to pick on her quite a bit. Not every day, but, so it could be, she's had enough of it, and she's mentioned how she felt about it before to Will, and Will saw her face and triggered. Will Smith went hood on it and said, oh, we coming back. All right, let's check the comedy corner. Let's see what we got here. What is the governor of Hawaii or future candidate running for governor can promise to help with the volcanic events and other climate changes that is causing our beautiful islands to slowly submerge underwater? To be honest, I don't think our islands are actually in danger of that too much. And I do know that Hawaii is trying to go as green, as much green as it can, as far as switching to, because it's very expensive to live here because of a lot of the fossil fuels and how we're so dependent on gas and all this stuff. So actually, Graham Elwood, a good friend of mine, he's talking a lot of trash now. I am playful because he has an e-car, but it's funny because he has an e-car, like no gas. It's just straight electronic or electrical. Anyways, but now he's having a hard time finding places to charge because more people are buying it but there's not enough places to charge. So eventually, I guess maybe by the end of this year, I'll be talking shit to him. Like, I'm going to go to the gas station where there's no more lines. Good luck charging your toy car, your remote control car, standing in line over there at the mall or something. No, but going clean is the way to go. I have a truck that because that's the only thing I can fit in. All right, another question. As far as the Oscar goes, I am shocked that people on Facebook actually support Will Smith's action. It's disgusting. Yeah, I mean, it's funny because they're saying that the way you react to this event tells a lot more about you than it does the people involved in this event. So a lot of the comics were saying this is stupid. Will Smith was stupid. So it sets a precedence of, if you don't like what the comic is saying, go and slap his face or go attack him on stage or her on stage. And I agree with that. That's, but I do also understand the other side where, comics, you gotta, be held accountable for some of the things you say. If I go up and start talking about somebody's mom and the person's there, and and I just keep going, you have every right to be upset. So I don't do those kinds of jokes. Yeah, I trash talk a little bit, but most of the stuff is about myself. Let's see another. Let's be honest. He had a long string marriage that is eating away at him, and all it took was a small, harmless joke to trigger that rage. See, that was my take. That was my take. Was he went up to slap August? What is his name? What's that guy's name? August Aries? I think that's a wrestler, August Aries. August Alsina. So he went up to slap that guy's face, but that guy's not there. So, strange marriage. A long, strange marriage. I think also, if we're talking, theories here, that she is in control of a lot of stuff in their relationship. I mean, when they had that interview and she was talking about her entanglement, he just looked like a puppy that was just, okay, sit here, be quiet, and let mommy do the talking. And then never once called it sex or an affair or cheating. She called it her entanglement. And I was like, what? And then saying that he was okay with it. I was like, what? But, you can see stuff online that's saying that he's been fooling around too. So they say, I remember when I got into comedy, maybe a couple years in, there were, people that come through are in show business, and some of them say the reason celebrities date other celebrities or people in the business is because they all know the deal. So you have an industry partner. You guys are away a lot. You guys are on the road a lot. You guys are, out of the country a lot, and things happen. But they know that's just part of it, and they just, I guess you can say it's an open marriage. I'm not saying that that's what Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith has, but, I don't know. Comedy Corner. Is chivalry dead in 2022? I don't think so. I just think violence is never the right answer, especially if you're physical violence, especially when you're the aggressor. So if he was defending her, if Chris Rock was physically attacking her and he went and slapped his face or did more, justified. But fight words to words. He's a rapper. He should be able to freestyle. He could have said some stuff. He should have just been like, I can't freestyle, so. But yeah, it was I don't know. I think that's my take on it. Is that the video I made, I acted out not very well. I acted out Jada Pinkett Smith's part that we didn't see on TV, where she rolled her eyes and she looks at Will Smith and is like, seriously, you're laughing at that? And, she said, go fuck him up. Go do it. And then he said, okay. Is that Eddie Murphy bit from, was it Raw? Okay. And he went up and slapped his face. And it wasn't even, it was, as we say here, false crack. It was it's like he should have went up and said some stuff and said, let's go. He just said, surprise, or some fries, or supplies, and just slapped him in the face. And also, it's like, I guess there are people who are social media saying, he's from West Philly, he's hardcore. It's like, so the hardcore thug came out. Really? The hardcore thug came out and slapped Pookie in the face? Open hand slap, and it walked away. That's a hardcore gangster. It's like, I never seen no thugs. I don't think they do that in Compton. They go, I have had enough of your tomfoolery. Slap in the face. All right, let's see what the comedy corner is. A lot going on in here. Let's see. Say something about my girlfriend or daughter, then I do the same and have done the same in the past. It was a slap, not a gunshot, or even a closed fist punch. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, yeah, luckily it could have been worse. It could have been much worse. Let's see. Pete saying, maybe I'm getting too old or this pussification of society. Too old for this pussification of society. I am action-packed with issues. I guess that's why I have my addiction to guys with issues. Yes, we all have tons of issues. Let's see. So far, Muse is a writer. Look at that. I click on it and it takes up half of my screen. Look, I got to look over what you wrote. I'm not hating at all. I'm cool with it. I'm just like, wow. So, with all due respect, to protect his wife from what exactly? A harmless joke from a well-known comedian who has hosted the Oscars many times over. Also, happens to be his friend. Yeah, right? Are we seriously sitting here thinking Jada Pinkett was viciously targeted and attacked deliberately to despise a nominee? Not to mention the G.I. Jane reference is subjectively good or bad because it's an awesome action movie about a female special force operator. So I don't see how it can be taken negatively as if ever. Jada is more... sorry. Don't say sorry. I love it. I appreciate it. And it's funny because... And you can check... Okay, so last night, after the Oscars was over, changed the channels. And guess what was on BBC America? Yes, G.I. Jane. Like, I don't know how well in advance that was planned out. But I thought it was pretty, coincidental. So as I'm changing the channel, I'm looking, I was like, wait a minute, is that G.I. Jane? Of course I watched it. Like you said, it's an amazing movie. Empowering movie for women. And the double-edged sword. Is double-edged sword, that's the phrase. For women, where as hard as they try to succeed, sometimes it's not another man that brings them down. It's another, not trying to start another argument, but it's, I liked the movie. I liked it a lot. Watched the whole thing. Jada is more thug than Will would ever be. I kind of agree with that. I mean, shoot. It's funny because there's memes coming around where they're showing Jada Pinkett Smith, and she's like, She said, I'm not impressed. Well, Tupac would have shot his ass. So we don't want to promote that kind of violence. But it happened. It's crazy. The thing that sucks is there was a lot of big moments in the Oscars outside of this incident. So this incident put just, it's one of those things where it's like, I won the spelling bee, Dad. I did it. I won the spelling bee. Yay. And then, sister comes by and is like, wins or has a 4.0 and something, and it's like, well, that's better. We want to pay attention to that. We want to reward her for that. It's like, yeah, but remember, I want a spelling bee. It's like, hey, watch out, man. That was special for you, not special for us, because we want to see more about this 4.0. And that's what happened. Nobody's even talking about. I guess Samuel Jackson got his first. That the Pulp Fiction callback, which I loved. They had John Travolta, Samuel Jackson, and Uma Thurman, and they were funny. I really enjoyed that part. It was so cool when they came up to present an award. And it's like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. There was a first out queer female that won an award. There was Will Smith's. That's his first Oscar. He didn't win for Ali, did he? But there was, a lot of good that happened during the Oscars, and then to be the dark clouds over the Oscar because of this one incident. And all right, no racial, but there was, like a couple years ago, it was the Oscars was a whiteout scene, like it was. There's a lot of white people, so no racial, white people. But then now there's a lot of black people in this Oscars, and then this happens. So it's kind of like for me, this is why when my daughter played soccer, club soccer, I watched from the parking lot. As she got older, when she was younger, I was right there. But as she got older, and some of the parents like, oh, why are you watching in the parking lot? I was like, because when my daughter is getting older, she's a lot bigger than the other girls, and soccer is a physical sport. If you hit side by side, shoulder to shoulder, that's illegal. Both fighting for the ball. And my daughter was 6 feet early. And the other girls, and most of the girls that played soccer weren't that big. And so she was plowing girls over, and and she was fast too, so she'd get the ball. Either she'd run you over or she outrun you. And that's what I miss about watching her play soccer. But parents will be talking so much shit on the sideline. Telling the ref, that girl cheat, that girl's a dirty player. And my daughter, they're talking about. And I was getting angry the first couple of games I saw it, and I said, it's not affecting her. She's okay. On the other hand, life is like that. People's going to be talking shit. People's going to be negative towards whatever you do. It's good for her to experience it where I'm next to her, or we can discuss it, or I can talk to her about it. So it's like, I decided, let me pull myself out of this equation before the headlines in the newspaper the next day will be giant Samoan beats up everybody at the park. Even though it could be something as simple as me saying, hey, watch your mouth. That's my daughter you're talking about. It's just going to go in the newspaper as something crazy, or even on the news. It's just going to come out like, oh, man, this crazy Samoan parent. It's like, crazy? I was defending my daughter. So, like, that's something that I'm aware of, and I think there's people that are aware of that, like as far as themselves, where they don't want to do certain things because it's how it looks. One, you represent your family. Two, you represent your race. Three, you represent your country. Whatever's, So it's like you're an ambassador of your family, of your culture. So if I was to get crazy, which a lot of people in my culture do. So if I was to do it, yeah, then they'd be like, "Oh, Samoans, that's what they do." It's like, I didn't want to add to that, so I watched from the parking lot and let the parents talk trash. And it wasn't, and at soccer fields, there's not that many Samoan families there, so it wasn't like is there a lot of people that you'll be surprised that they're talking about Samoans. So I don't know if you guys saw on social media where I posted one of my bits that I do on stage where people are nowadays are talking very comfortably about Samoans, where back when I was growing up in the 80s, nobody talked about us because they feared us. I'm not a fighter myself. I mean, when I was younger, I got into fights because I hung out with older kids who were always picking on me, but eventually I was always the biggest person there. So I never got into a lot of fights. I'm not a fighter. I'd rather talk it out or just leave it alone and walk away. But, I did benefit from all these Samoans that were getting crazy and beating up people randomly, because when they saw me, they saw they remember those news reports that they saw. They said, "Oh, that's right. Don't mess with Samoans. Someone's going to beat you up." I'm like, "Yeah, okay, cool. Leave me alone. Thanks. Appreciate you." Yeah. Let's go to Comedy Corner. Sports parents are the worst. Yes, they are. You are better than me. So I have friends who are coaches in club sports, and they agree. The people that ruin sports for the kids are the parents. And there's a saying that goes, the kid doesn't quit the sport on the field or on the court, they quit in the car ride home. So that's something, and I have said some terrible things to my daughter, I know, in the car. I've seen other parents, like you see they get into the car with the kid as they're leaving. You just see the kid sitting in the back and the head just goes down and they're crying as the car pulls away, and you're like, yep, I know that conversation. So, yes. All right, Comedy Corner. Bigger, size-wise, people are very aware of the optics of if they were to confront someone smaller. Yep. Because the way it looks, like a lot of times I forget, because I can be in a room of people, everybody's 6 feet or less, and I'm 6'7". I don't see the 6'7" person. All I see is the 6 feet people. Over time, I don't. Everybody else, I don't notice it. Everybody's afraid of me, or if they are, or they notice like, "Whoa, that guy's big," or "That guy's a giant." I don't. So it can go either way. But I also like you said, that I would never attack someone because I remember I'm huge and these people are not huge. Aloha, Johnny Rocks Hollywood. Yep, that about 40 minutes of Will Smith. Will Smith thing, not shooting. Yep. And thank you for mentioning the hair. Look at that. It's like someone got a bowl and put it on my head and just cut around. Right? Don't forget, look, they edged me up too. The mustache and the beard. They cleaned me up pretty well. Those of you interested, it's Mikey's barbershop. They're in the Waimalu Shopping Plaza. Mikey, who used to do a lot of Kalihi haircuts. He was based out of Kalihi, outside of KPT. So a lot of Samoans would recommend, "Oh yeah, Mike, he does all the good fades," and so he is now in IAEA. So I'm like, cool, I don't have to go over there, because when I would go there, the line was always long. It was always crazy. No, it wasn't my sister who cut my hair with the ball. Actually, the only person that cut my hair other than a barber or a stylist is my daughter. So, but it's just basically get the clippers and just take it all off. And it grows back. Thank goodness it does. It's not in my family to have the horseshoe on the top. Let's see. Comedy Corner. I can only say that the Academy Awards is after a show, and they just posted this message. They're looking into it. Oh yeah. So they're investigating. I'm like, what are you investigating? We saw everything that happened. It was live. I don't know if you remember, but it was live. Yeah. So the apologies came out from both sides, and it's is what it is. Let's see. Kind of reminded me of my older brother Dave and little nephew Devin back in the days. We would watch his games from the sideline, and brother would get upset at the ref. I never understood the passion, but it paid off as my little nephew Devin is now playing for the New England Patriots. Oh, that's awesome. Even though it's for the evil empire, New England Patriots, it's in the NFL. It's funny because I see some pictures with, I guess, family that have a cousin or son or uncle, whatever, that's playing in the NFL, and then it seems like, oh, everybody made it to the NFL. It's like, no, Devin made it to the NFL. So, tickets to me, like, and then I was talking to what's that? Me and Graham were talking to Momoa about it, about how a lot of these NFL players end up or professional athletes, because we were talking about like telling Momoa who's doing great. He's going on a national tour soon, this weekend, or I think this weekend. And it's like, hey, save some money or put some money away because it doesn't last forever. And we're talking about that HBO documentary Broke. So I don't know if you guys saw it, but that's heartbreaking. Where you see all these professional athletes who had millions, and all of a sudden they have nothing. Like Warren Sapp he sold his Super Bowl rings for money, and it's like, man, that's insane. I forget which athlete it was, but he was talking about in a documentary where he's talking about he got his last paycheck because it was over for him. He got his last paycheck and didn't have anything saved, nothing in his bank account. Got his last paycheck, whatever, 100,000 or 20,000 or whatever it was. And then as he's on his way home, sees in a car dealership the new Hummer and buys it. And it's like, that was your last paycheck, dude. So it's pretty sad for these people end up, broke. I was like, man, you had millions, you ran through millions. So I'm thinking maybe that's why I didn't make it into the NFL. Not to make this about me, but it is my podcast. But so I had a career-ending injury in college. I broke my arm. I got a plate in there. I had to go. I had multiple surgeries on the arm, and it was pretty stressful for a 19-year-old. It's like, yeah, in Buffalo, New York. It's like, I want to go home already. So I went through that whole thing, and what do you call? I think, I fell into depression. Coming out of it, I was accepted as God's plan. Whether you're a God-fearing person, a religious person, or not, whether you believe in karma, whether you believe in things just happen, there was, always something to explain why I didn't make it, which is I wasn't supposed to become a millionaire at 19 or 20-something years old. When I was in college, I was getting groomed for the NFL. I had secret meetings with Buffalo Bills recruiters. I remember my coach who recruited me to University of Buffalo taking me to, it was like Applebee's or Bennigan's or something like that, but something like an Applebee's or TGI Fridays, something like that. And we're sitting at the table, it's just me and him, square table, chairs, not a booth. And then there's a table next to us, not right next to it, but like there's a gap in between, so it's somebody else's table. And then my coach starts talking to that guy. And then, so I was like, oh, I thought, it was two white guys. So I was like, oh, all white people know each other, I guess. So I just looked down, I was like, oh, okay. And then he was like, hey, James. And I was like, oh, he's talking to me. And he's like, hey, James, been watching you and yada, yada. And I was like, oh, it's weird. And then my coach told me, oh, he works for the Buffalo Bills. I was like, oh. He's like, yeah, interesting, yada, yada. And, I was like, wow. And this is my my freshman year. And I was like, oh, cool. So I had 3 more years at University of Buffalo. And it's like, all right, cool. And then career-ending injury happened. So it's like, wasn't meant to be. I think if I had maybe not $1 million contract, but 6 figures at age 22, 23, I'd probably be corrupt. However corrupt I could be with that amount of money, which it would have been a lot for me, coming out of college. I think it would have been a mistake. So I'm supposed to be broke for a long time, and then, hopefully this comedy thing, starts turning around, which I do gotta say, this podcasting, and I appreciate you guys tuning in, because now that I'm doing ad reads, I do get a penny for every downloaded episode on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the audio version, anywhere, Anchor FM, Stitcher, wherever you can listen to the podcast. I appreciate you guys, because I do get a little something. And over time, I'm sure it'll build up. And I appreciate Amy Frazier. I'll take this time to give a shout out to Amy Frazier, who subscribed. She went to Anchor.fm, clicked on the subscription, and so she has a monthly subscription. So when I'm still working on the Patreon. When I get that set up, she's going to be right there at the Patreon. And what's going to happen is eventually these lives will be live, and then the whole video will be uploaded in Patreon. And I'll put clips out. The audio version will still be free, but there'll be some sections where, and I apologize to the faithful Comedy Corner, Comedy Crew. I really appreciate you guys always tuning in. But gotta get paid, man. I didn't make the NFL money, so I gotta make this comedy money. Let's see. All right, let's go to the Comedy Corner. Let's see. Chrissy P, what can they possibly do? Ban him from getting awards in the future? Right? I guess if they investigate and then I don't know. Would they take away the one he has now? That's interesting. They take away Will Smith's Oscar. That would be interesting. See, if Will Smith gets away with it, imagine what Kanye is going to do to Pete Davidson. And that's Chicago. That's not Philadelphia. That's Chicago. So there's a Miami Dolphins fan calling Bill Belichick Bill Belichick. So, all right. And last but not least, I don't understand how Amy Schumer made a joke and it went over well with them. This was personal. They didn't like Chris. Oh, when she came back, is it the part when she came back out and she says, oh, I was getting out of the Spider-Man costume. Did something happen? Did I miss something? Yeah. I thought that was pretty clever. So Johnny's asking, when is my national multi-city tour across the country? Well, hopefully 2023. The episode before this, I had DJ Sandu, who's a road comic, and he was originally from Sacramento. He's now based out of Vegas. So he travels a lot. and he picks Vegas as his hub because it's in the middle of everything, and it's pretty cheap to fly out of Vegas and back in when you're going opposite of the flow. So people are flying into Vegas for the weekend. He's flying out of Vegas for the weekend. And as people fly out of Vegas at the end of the weekend, he's flying back home or in Vegas. So that's how he gets all these discounts with his with flights. And he was talking about how how you get passed at clubs and how you get booked at or get seen by bookers. So there's a lot of good information. You can check out the episode. So what happened if you didn't watch it live, you missed a section where we talked about somebody that he felt we should edit that out because don't want to get blackballed. Is it blackballed or blacklisted? I don't think it's blackballed. That might be some kind of porno thing, but blacklisted by whichever comics, especially one who has experience with being a booker. So I had to go and edit. I just posted it in YouTube last night, so you can watch it. The video of me and DJ Sandu, and he talks a lot about how to get seen by bookers, and so that's very helpful to comics that want to get booked for clubs up in the States. All right, here we go. See, Johnny Rocks Hollywood. Comedy Corner. When I worked on the George Lopez show, everybody bought themselves a Mercedes or BMW except for one of the actors. She played her niece. His name is Valente Rodriguez. Very popular actor. He bought himself a Subaru. And of course, his non-patronizing tone. I asked him if he would get one, and he said no because he doesn't know if this check would be around long. Oh, he played Ernie. Oh, I love that guy, that actor, and that character he played. So yeah, I mean, that's very smart of him, and that's true. So there's here in Hawaii, we have a lot of comedians, a lot of performers. So the Bradas, those of you that know the Bradas here in Hawaii, Tony Silva and James Roche. And I hear a lot about Tony Silva, and I know them personally. They're really nice guys and hardworking guys too. And that seems to be the key. And that's why I'm really trying to push forward with this podcast. The thing I see is that people who make it, they worked hard in the beginning, and they continue to work hard. But that's what it is, to keep pushing through. And Tony Silva, from what I hear, has teaches guys as you come across him, you work with him, whatever's about how to manage your money. And he's been a performer since I want to say the 90s. He wasn't the Bradas back then, but that eventually came to be. But he would always one of the comics, a friend of mine, Big Steve, that really respects Tony Silva, and they work a lot of the banquets, weddings, graduation parties, they MC parties, and they perform at these events. And he was talking to him about when you book the gig, and then you get the down payment, but you don't spend it. Then when they send you the final payment, you don't spend it until after you do the gig. So there's a lot of things that he was teaching. I was like, and then he said, and then you of course you got to put it away for taxes, and so it's it's very interesting. So like the money I'm making with this podcast, and thank you guys. See, Comedy Corner says Pete says he downloads on 2 different platforms. Appreciate it. Just had to stick your 2 cents in. Yeah. I have 10 euros in my PayPal waiting for you. Thanks. But what do you call? Hey, sorry, my cousin. See, this proves I've been telling people for many years that I'm related to Lucy Liu I'm related to Gordon Liu, Kung Fu from Gordon Liu. Those of you that don't know, is 36 Chambers, Master Killer, that Kung Fu movie, and Pai Mei from Kill Bill. That's Gordon Liu. And now Simu Liu, who's Shang-Chi. So I always tell people, I joke around, all right, because obviously, but I say because my family's Mane and Liu. So Victor, who's I keep forgetting the city in L.A. But Victor Liu, my cousin, whose beautiful daughter it was her birthday last week or the week before, Dina, and I saw her. I'm sorry, I'm going off on, but I love family, so I saw a video that she posted, or that you posted, Victor, of her talking on the mic like she's giving news, and I was like, that's so perfect, because she does have the personality for it. She's super cute, and she has a microphone. She's telling news. I was like, oh, that's so cute. She can start her own podcast. Okay, all right, Comedy Corner. Let's see. Oh, interesting. Johnny Rocks is saying that Will Smith could get stripped of his SAG card. Yeah, but I think when you're a millionaire, SAG card don't really, I mean, he's already blown up, right? I mean, Jada Pinkett Smith. All right, looks like Krusty Pete's still talking about the Bucks, who will, my friend, trade for Jimmy G. You will give him Jimmy G, and you will give us Tom Brady. So, and then we will win Super Bowl, and go Niners. All right, let's see what's else in there. All right, let's see. We're getting football talk in the having different conversations happening in the Comedy Corner. All right, here it is in a nutshell. All right, the 49ers is the best team in the NFC. Not arguably, but for real. I mean, now that everybody's in the AFC, let's see. I don't know, man. The AFC is going to be tough. I have a feeling the Bills is going to win the AFC. The NFC West is going to destroy each other because it's just so competitive. They're all going to have 17 games now? They're all going to be 7 or 8 and 9, 7 and 10, because they keep beating each other. They're going to have injuries because every game is going to be a Super Bowl. And, if you learned anything the past few years, it's the injuries, man. The injuries. It's going to, it makes or breaks the team. 49ers had that 1 year where everybody got hurt in the Meadowlands playing against the Jets, and all of a sudden our year just folded. We shall see what happened. Lynch would get kicked out of our Ring of Honor for sure. Hey, just be happy that a Buccaneer is helping the Niners, who is, yes, the best team. See, Safari did the research. The guy's a writer, so he does research. And when he does research, he does it well. All right, let's go. Let's see what Johnny Rocks is saying here. It would mean that he couldn't work for... Oh, okay. So if I don't know why I said Kawhi Leonard. If I almost said Kanye too. If Will Smith gets his SAG card stripped, it would mean that he couldn't work for any major production anymore. He would only do low-budget movies and independent films, which don't get as much released. Suicide. Oh, I guess what he did was suicide. If that happens. Plus, imagine how everyone could have dropped him, not to talk to him, not return his calls. It's going to be a slow process, but the damage is going to be long felt. Yeah. But I'm thinking like he got enough money to make his own projects. I mean, like you said, low budget film. So, but low budget film to somebody like that, it's like, like huge to me. It's like, it's like we go to the club. I pull out my $20, and my friend has a couple hundreds. I'm like, hey, that's not a million, but it's still way more than me. So, all right, I think it's time. All right, let me set this up real quick. I think it's time for Jimmy's Top 10. That's right. If I was with guys with issues, Chad would come in and Russell would come in and sing Jimmy's Top 10. All right, today's Jimmy's Top 10 is brought to you by Comedy UHI. Oh, look at it, it's throwing people in there. And the good people at the Guys with Issues. The Guys with Issues Comedy Podcast. So Jimmy's Top 10 things that will need to happen at the next Oscars to outdo this year's Oscars. Because some people are saying that it was a stunt, it was a bit, it was a job, whatever you call it, that it was fake, that this was staged for ratings. And I guess for ratings after the show. I mean, this whole episode, other than me talking about my sad football career, was pretty much about Will Smith and Chris Rock. So, Jimmy's Top 10. All right, so usually when the guys with issues, I only did like 7. But everybody's like, I thought you said it was top 10. Man, that was the joke. But here we go. Jimmy's Top 10. Top 10 things that will need to happen at the Oscars next year to outdo this year. Number 10. Allow weapons at the Oscars. Number 9. Have Ricky Gervais, Amy Schumer, and Chris Rock host. That was a tongue twister. Number 9. Have Ricky Gervais, Amy Schumer, and Rick Rock. Man, I'm going to try that again. Number 9. Have Ricky Gervais, Amy Schumer, and Chris Rock host. Number 8. Have Jason Momoa slap Will Smith. I'm sure people would like to see that. And even if you didn't hate, you weren't angry at Will Smith, that would have just been funny to see. I'd like to see him do like a wrestling chop, like Ric Flair, right across his chest. Says, woo! Or he goes, choo! That would be funny. Number 7. Will Smith slapped the guy who he's really angry at, August Alsina. And as he slaps him, he yells out, keep my wife's entanglement out of your mouth. Keep my wife's entanglements out of your mouth. Number 6, have Jada slap Chris Rock. Oh, that would have been fun. Nobody would have got hurt. Number 5, Chris Rock slap Will Smith. That's like a love triangle now. Number 4, The Rock will slap everyone in the room named Chris. I'd like to see that. He just spits on his hand, slaps him, gives him the rock bottom, and then does the people's elbow. Number 3, Will Smith slap Alfonso Ribeiro while he's doing the Carlton dance. Unbelievable, loved by anyone, and then pa. And number 2, have Kevin Hart and The Rock both roast everyone at the Oscars and see if anybody gets mad enough to approach the stage. I like to see that because nobody's coming out. Number 1, the number 1 thing that the Oscars will have to do in 2023 to outdo 2022, Logan Paul will fight Will Smith as Muhammad Ali. Boom. Jimmy's Top 10, ladies and gentlemen. Write it down. All right. Jason Momoa. Yeah, because there's a picture of Jason Momoa that they're showing, and he's looking at Will Smith, and he has a look on his face like, bro, try to bring that shit to me. That's so funny though. Like nothing against Jason Momoa, but remember when he was on Baywatch Nights, and he was more like a model, like he was very thin and like model looking, and nobody thought of him as like a Viking or some kind of monster, like powerful dude. Man, it's amazing what you can do when you work out. I mean, look at The Rock. Even Kevin Hart. See, that's why I'm working out. Working out, trying to get in shape so I can, if anything, I'll just be a big guy who can talk trash on stage and nobody mess with me until somebody brings a gun. All right. Numbers, see so far, Muse. Number 0, hire a professional slap champion to slap the taste out of Will Smith. Yeah, I think I would like to see that. I mean, seriously, to slap anybody in the face, to just have a slap. Holy cow! See, I forget who was a comedian that posted. I think it's Tony Baker. He does all the voices of the animals. He goes cram, and he like showing like he does the voiceovers for animals on social media. He's like cram. And he was on like right after, and he was saying on social media, he was saying, you guys, talking a lot of trash, but what Will Smith did is just gave Chris Rock 30 minutes of new material. And I was like, yeah. Actually, he gave all of us material, but Chris Rock would have the unique point of view of being the guy who got slapped in the face. Comedy Corner, Johnny Rocks. Number 10, don't invite Meryl Streep. 9, oh, okay, he's got his own 10. Here we go. So this is Johnny's top 10. Johnny's top 10 things that the Oscars in 2023 will have to do to outdo 2022. You know what I mean. Number 10, don't invite Meryl Streep. Number 9, finish showing Amy's dress. 8, give Wanda more time. Right? The real funny person. I'll talk about it after I read your list, because I performed with Wanda and Amy Schumer at Hawaiian Pines. Number 7, make Regina Hall apologize. Oh, I must have missed that. Number 6, hire a new stage art director. Yeah, it was pretty lackluster. It was very robotic. Like it didn't have that glamour that you think of. Even the red carpet was whack. Like my sister watches it. And I was watching, I was telling her, I was like, why are we watching this crap? It's crap. Even the host, I was like, where is Joan Rivers when we need her? Number 5, Jason Momoa should come as Aquaman. I don't know, have you seen him on Dune? He actually looked, or even on Game of Thrones. Maybe you dig it the way he looked. Very, I forget what those characters were called. Number 4, have Jeffrey Ross host. Boom, that's a good one. Number 3, less MTV vibe. Amen. Number 2, Mike Tyson and Holyfield present an award. Oh, wow. The award for who gets the earpiece award? And number 1, Johnny's top 10. Chris Rock host with Wanda Sykes. That'd be a good show. Honestly, would think that's a good show. Yeah. The Rock is sculptured from years of slapping and slippers. Yeah. All the slaps he got around here in Hawaii. Yeah, you're right. It was too digital. It was weird. It didn't have that Hollywood feel. Victor, all that training for the movie Ali came in handy. Yeah. I don't know, right? I mean, well, I know you're being sarcastic, but you figure he would have given him a jab, right? Ali's known for his jab. He didn't give him a jab. He open hand slapped the guy. He's watching those slap competitions, and he got inspired by those guys. So Sunday, okay, tomorrow, 2 p.m. Hawaii time. That's 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. What is it? 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm not sure what day that is in Germany, but tomorrow, 2 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time, I'll be going live with Lieutenant Governor Josh Green as my guest. So if you guys have any questions, hit him up now so I can see it, and then I'll ask him. It'll be a lot of fun. He's expecting it to not be, political podcast or boring podcast. So my goal is to make him laugh. If I can make him laugh, then I've succeeded. If not, well, it's like I got a lot of work to do. But they're going to make it happen. And then Sunday, I have a guest, a comedian named Haley, who's originally from New York, but now I think she's in LA. But she is on TikTok and talking a lot about how Amy Schumer messed up her career. And she's going on, she's making TikTok videos, she's doing TikTok live, and she's very, very open about it. So she's going to be my guest on Sunday, 7 p.m. Hawaii time. So those of you on the East Coast and in Germany, you can catch it on YouTube later, or listen to it on Spotify, so that I can get a penny. I think I get a penny off every listen. So, or I think as long as you listen to the ad in the beginning. Yeah. But anyways, so she's gonna be talking about Amy Schumer candidly. So here we go. My experience with Amy Schumer was not a bad experience at all. She was doing a pop-up show that was supposed to benefit some charity for women. I apologize. I didn't promote it. My friend Jeff Wills is the president of Live Nation Comedy, called me and asked if I could do it. And I was like, sure, let's go. And you don't tell that person no. And so when I showed up, waiting for them for Amy Schumer to show up, she walks in with Wanda Sykes. And I was like, holy cow. Amy Schumer and Wanda Sykes, this is awesome. And then I find out they're there in Hawaii because of the film that they're filming for Amy Schumer's film. I forget what it's called, but Goldie Hawn is in it. Kate Hudson is in it. So in Crossroads in Hawaiian Brian's, where we're performing, there's the green room where I was in, and Amy was nervous. She didn't want to headline. She told Wanda, hey, you headline. I don't want to headline. And Wanda's like, girl, this is your show. What do you mean? And she was nervous because she had her notebook out. She was nervous. She's like, oh, I don't know, it's going to be funny, yada, yada. And Wanda's like, girl, you're crazy. They're going to laugh at whatever you say, which is true. When your fans show up, they'll laugh at whatever you say, So, the show goes on, and Wanda's on stage, and she is killing. She's talking about getting older and having to go pee a lot, and she is killing her. Not only is she intelligent, but it's just the way she presents it. It was just so funny. But I'm in the green room listening, and because I'm the host, so I got to go up and introduce the next person and the next person, and then in walks Kate Hudson. I was like, holy crap. And it was like I see her in her movies. I'm not like, I don't think like she's all that, but for some reason, I don't know what they, maybe it's the makeup they put on, or what they bathe in. Maybe they bathe in milk from a young cow, or they rub veal all over. I don't know what it was, but she came and she was glowing. I was like, holy cow. And I was like, that's Kate. In my head, that's Kate Hudson. And she was like, hey, girl, how's it going? And she's like, oh, yeah, okay, I'm a little nervous. And, oh, you'll be great. And I was like, oh, my goodness. And then she walks out. I was like, wow, that was pretty awesome. And I had no problems with Amy Schumer. I don't hear, people are saying that she steals jokes. I haven't heard her say one someone joke, or that I'm a big person joke. So she's got a new show on, and it seems like she's good friends with Wanda Sykes. So Sunday I'll have that guest on. Her name is Haley. I think she goes by Lady Bomb on TikTok. So if you want to follow her, check her out. Yeah. So, Comedy Corner, what we got? Let's see. Okay. All right. Oh, Okay, one question for the governor. Well, Lieutenant Governor. He is running for governor though, but his favorite football team is Steelers. I know that because when he does some of his IG videos where he's updating the COVID numbers, he wears a Steelers jersey. So let's see. Where does the governor spend his Thanksgiving holiday? All right, we'll see. Let's see. What is Johnny talking about here? One of the really nice lady I work with, her on her shoulder, I got canceled at Warner Brothers. She is so bold. At the party that she was having when the Fox executives were there, she looked at them and to their face told him to go fuck themselves while lifting her glass of champagne. She told him that because she had just found out she was canceled. No, okay. Wait, were you talking about Wanda said that or your friend said that? Okay. Her show got canceled and she said go. I mean, that's how you quit a job, right? I mean, I know in Guys with Issues, we always talked about how would you quit your job? What is some people will post it on their social media. Oh, I quit my job today, and yada yada. I gotta change what I like on TikTok. I've been getting a lot of videos, sad videos, where people are like, oh, today's the last day with my dog. It's like, so we went to do all the things that they liked. Walked on the beach, gave them some hamburgers, it's like, and then scroll to the next video. So today we're putting my dog to sleep. I'm like, what the hell is going on, man? Why are you showing me this TikTok? Are you telling me, James, you need to chill out? All right, we're going to make you sad for a little bit so you can chill out, James, because you're a little too happy right now, James, but you need to chill out. So I'm seeing all these. I don't see the usual stuff you see on TikTok. I see either that or a lady who's rescuing bees with her bare hands. She doesn't even put on the bee suit. She's like, oh, I'm looking for the queen, and I found her. I put her in a clip. I put her in her new home, and it's like, man, I don't know, man. It's just, I gotta stop liking things, I guess, and just scroll so that TikTok's algorithm doesn't figure me out. It's like, yeah, because yesterday I saw 3 videos of dogs. That was their last video because they're gonna put to sleep. Yeah. Yeah, sad pet videos are the worst. Yes, kills my whole day. Especially if it's dogs. I love dogs. And then they put close up of the dog's face, and the dogs always have, when they're chilling, they always look sad. Only when they're running, they look happy. When they're staying still, they look sad. That's why I say, oh, don't give me the puppy dog eyes. That's not puppy dog eyes. That's regular ass eyes. That dog's just sad. But when they're running, they got the tongue's hanging out, they're smiling. It's tough. I love dogs. That's one of the reasons my daughter she wanted to be a vet until she found out that the vets put animals to sleep, and she said, I can't do that. So yeah, but you're ending the suffering for the animal. It's like, yeah, let somebody else do that. All right, fair enough. Good point. All right, so I'd like to thank you guys for joining me tonight. I really appreciate it. So tomorrow, 2 p.m. Hawaii time, me with the Lieutenant Governor who is running for governor, Josh Green. Seems like a cool guy. Seems like we'll see. That's what I'm hoping to find out. So if you're around, tune in. If not, you can check it out on YouTube. You find me on social media. Oh, I didn't do my banners that goes across and tells you guys where to. Boom. See, please subscribe to my channel on YouTube, Comedian James Mane. And wherever you listen to podcasts, Hawaii Comedy with James Mane. Yeah, so appreciate you guys for tuning in. I know it's late. I do love you guys very much because, without you guys, I'd be here by myself talking. And although I can do that, it's not as fun as bouncing ideas off people. So thank you. Victor, give my love to Dina. I appreciate you guys. Love you guys very much. Tell her happy birth month. You guys said happy birth week, but no, it should be happy birth month. Thank you guys. Thank you in Germany, in California, and in Honolulu for tuning in. Those of you that didn't comment but stopped in and said, took a peek. Thank you guys. That's so funny that you say, wait, hang on a second. Cressy Pete is saying, we need to get you on a USO tour or comedy tour. It's funny because I read it in Samoan, the Samoan language, Uso or USO, Uso means brother. So it's like, you should get on a Uso tour. See, double entendre. So United States overseas, or Uso, as in bring these Samoan brothers to do a comedy tour. I would love to. Graham Elwood toured in Afghanistan. He's performed for the troops. So I would definitely love to perform for the troops. I've done it here with Patrick Tyrell, who I've had on as a guest before. He's a Marine. He worked with Wounded Warriors, so we brought Graham Elwood down. We performed for Wounded Warriors. Cool stuff. Thank you, my brother. Thank you, Cressy Pete. Johnny, love you too. I'll talk to you guys again. And what do you call? Oh yeah, I forgot. Did I have a new catchphrase? I gotta come with a new catchphrase of how to sign off. I know the Nerdist used to enjoy a burrito. I like Slurpees. There's something with Slurpees. I don't know. My trainer's gonna be mad because this is a cutout sweets. All right. Maybe I should just say that. All right, you guys. Thank you guys for joining me on the Hawaii Comedy with James Money podcast. My trainer would be very upset because he told me to avoid sweets. Peace out.
It can easily be done if you just get it, man. And I'll be feeling it, the rhythm in my bones, shaking it and stomping on my feet, stomping to the groove.